Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our afternoon meetings. We're actually going to have two today. The first one's going to be our TID board meeting. TID stands for Tax Increment Development District. Today is Monday, January 24th, 2022. It's approximately 1:01 p.m. Before we begin, if you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we have one item, which is the approval of the minutes from the October 25th, 2021 TID board meeting. Just need a motion and a second, please.
So moved by Flores.
Second, Gandara.
Motion made by Board Member Flores, second by Vice Chair Gandara. Christine?
This is on the motion to approve the TID board minutes from October 25th, 2021. Board Member Abeta-Stevie,
Yes.
Board Member Graham,
Yes.
Board Member Bencomo,
Yes.
Board Member Coran,
Yes.
Board Member Flores,
Yes.
Board Member Gandara,
Yes.
and Chair.
Yes. Okay, now we have two items for discussion. First one being the financial update. We have with us today Chris Favor. Chris?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the TID Board. Chris Favor, Economic Development for the record. So I have a quick presentation for you today. Just going to do a TID financial update and then a real quick update of the current TID projects. So as you can see, for FY22 beginning July 1st, TID revenues are up pretty substantially over last year. You can see the monthly collections beginning in July. And then you can see year over year that our TID collections are up quite a bit from the past 2 years. Dr. Payadas and I have kind of looked into the data on this, and we feel it has to do with sort of a delay in tax being submitted from some of the businesses within the TID. So it's just kind of a delayed submission of the tax that goes into the TID. Ending December 2021, the Fund 2815 Revenue and Operations sits at about $5.4 million. Fund 4270, which is Capital Projects Unrestricted, sits at about 1.2. And Fund 4271, which is Restricted Bond Projects, is about $618,000 for a grand total of about $7.2 million in the TID. Current TID projects, there's really only a couple. Compost Street redesign study. So they're wrapping that up right now, Public Works is, and they're going to be coming back in April with a presentation to the TID board. But just as a reminder, Moles and Corbin was contracted last year to do a complete evaluation of the design of Compost Street. They've made a recommendation, and Public Works is going through that process right now. There were a few stakeholder meetings held in January, April, and August of last year, and the idea was to make Compost Street look and feel more like the rest of downtown and make it a nice pass-through between the downtown and the Mesquite district. So the next steps for that project, finalize the report. As I mentioned, doing a presentation to the TID board in April. Design work to follow, which will be about 6 to 8 months, approximately 10% of the construction cost, and estimated construction cost is about $3 million at this time. Parking lot 7, which is the parking lot behind the Rio Grande Theater. The first phase was completed last fall, and right now we're just waiting for the delivery of the restroom facility. There will be a prefabricated facility that will be built in place of the restrooms that are there now. They will be demoing those outdoor restrooms, moving this prefabricated facility closer to La Placita. It will be double in capacity, and they will also be adding additional lights to the parking lot area as well as La Placita. So expecting the restroom to arrive 30 to 45 days. We will be beginning demolition on that restroom facility and finishing up the rest of that parking lot during that time. And then we will be adding portable restroom facilities to account for there not being any restrooms there during construction. And that's the end of the presentation. Stand for questions.
Thanks, Chris. Questions, anyone? Okay, seeing none, you can go to the current projects update?
That was the
Oh,
current
you
project.
got
Mr.
that
Chair,
too, you
yeah.
covered them both, okay.
Short and sweet.
All right. Any questions on the current projects update as well? Okay. Did you cover the, I know we were circling back on the shade. Did you have anything you wanted to expand on that?
Thought that might come up, so I went ahead and added a little bit of information. So what we're doing right now is we're putting together a community survey that we'll send out, just trying to gauge people's opinions on need and design and all those types of things. Once we have that survey done, we're also going to do a public meeting in February in conjunction with that. So hoping to come back with some better data at a subsequent TID board meeting. So.
Okay, Vice Chair?
Thank you, Board Chair Miyagishima. Thank you, Chris, for the update. I know at one time we had discussed forming a small subcommittee. Is that going to happen, and how, if folks are interested, might they get a hold of you if there's interest?
Mr. Chair, Board Member Gunda, are you referring to for the Plaza Shade?
The shade structure, yes.
Yeah, we'll be doing that with the public meeting. So we'll be inviting stakeholders and community members and having them give us some input on, the design and options related to that.
Chris, no, I'm talking very specific to a subcommittee that Mayor agreed several months ago to put together that consisted of stakeholders in and around the downtown businesses, people who have interests like the Arts and Cultural District, the La Esperanzas, those people that are affected. I'm not talking about a public meeting, I'm talking about a subcommittee then that could go back and hear all the information and start to make determinations and recommendations that would then provide us, the board, the feedback.
Board Member Gondara, yeah, we could certainly do that as well. It was my understanding that that was going to be part of the public meetings that we were doing instead of a task force or the ad hoc committee. We would be doing the public meetings. And so that was what we were going to move forward with, but we can certainly look to add another component to that, sure.
I mean, I don't want to add an additional layer, but I think having a committee that represents, the area and very specific to getting that off the ground would be helpful in my mind. Thank you, Mayor.
Vice Chair, I think are you talking about the one when we discussed the Arts Council, the downtown partners, and I think that's one that they had sent a letter asking if they could be part of the, yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if we can make sure that they're involved or invited to that, that would be great. Anyone else? In case you are new to the TID board meeting and you wonder who this gentleman is in the middle, and you're thinking, did he get lost, Commissioner Reynolds? No, he didn't. He's an ex officio member of our board. Years ago, when we did this, the county graciously allowed us to have access to some of their funding, which is very difficult to do. And so we've extended that to them and to him, and he's been here ever since. It comes when we have a TID board meeting, which is basically every 3 months. So. Okay, so if there's nothing further, Chris?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, then entertain a motion to adjourn the TID board.
So moved by Flores.
Second, Bencomo.
Motion made by Board Member Flores, second by Board Member Bencomo. Christine?
This is on the motion to adjourn the TID board meeting. Board Member Abeyta-Stuvey?
Yes.
Board Member Graham?
Yes.
Board Member Bencomo?
Yes.
Board Member Curran?
Yes.
Board Member Flores?
Yes.
Board Member Gondara?
Yes.
Chair?
Yes. Okay, so let's give Christine are you ready to go move over to the, or did you need yeah. We'll need a couple minutes. 5 minutes, okay. So we'll have a 5-minute break, and then we'll start with our work session.